gonna give our feedback on this new announcement by Vaders Vault. It's from Plaque Collapse, of course, and I wait a minute or so before we start looking into it because I noticed there's a delay on YouTube. Whenever I make a video, it shows up a bit later. I don't know why that is. Oh, actually, we're here. Nice. Okay, cool. Give me a second while I change the description of this live video. I still didn't manage a way to make it easier and streamlined. But so for now, we just do it this way. And I'm very excited for it. It looks very promising. So yeah, we're gonna delve into it in a second or so, and we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of it. Where are we now? Okay, edit. Reaction video. Okay, cool. Live reaction to the new Vaders Vault CS CFX no announcement. Okay, cool. So we're good to go. Okay. So it should be reflecting now the live stream. So I'm gonna switch the screen and then we're gonna look at it. So here we go. Make this a bit smaller for the live chat in case you guys come in there. And let's see. Some sound there. We're just gonna go through the whole video together.
Hello, Saberland.
And give some feedback. If you guys don't hear it, let me know.
Shatteringly exciting news. It has been over a decade that we've been doing this, and for that whole decade, we have seen the industry grow and flourish.
10 years, boys. That's a long time.
That happened was Plaque Collapse. They have been instrumental in providing the best quality sound and lighting controllers for the industry for the better part of the last 12 years.
Okay.
The flagship of the Plaque Collapse line was always the Crystal Focus Saber Core.
Ooh, it's bright.
When we started doing combat class back in 2010, we knew we needed
nice. How you doing, dude?
Because our sabers are smaller than the average.
If the audio's not good, let me know if you can't hear it very clearly.
But there was not a soundboard out there that could really fit. So we went to Plaque Labs and commissioned what then became the Crystal Shard.
Cool.
Soundboard.
So Vaders Vault.
So since 2010, we've
basically together with Plaque came up with Crystal Shards and came up with RGB apparently. So that's pretty cool as a piece of history there.
And it has been a phenomenal board for us. It gave us a size and power format with a robust feature list that allowed us to offer the community extremely quality product that was not only form factor wise very great, but also feature rich at a price point that had never been heard of for sabers with sound, of that quality sound. So it is sort of with a heavy heart that we do have to say goodbye to the Crystal Shard. It is going away.
Thank you. Yeah, the move went. The move went fantastic. Everything goes in super speed mode at the moment. I'm going back and forth through the new workspace daily to bring some new tools that I purchased. I'm daily buying new tools and stuff coming from the mail in. So we're almost there. We're almost good to go and start building lightsabers. I'm super excited for it. I'm about to get into a new job. I'm gonna probably accept the offer and then start working there, purchase a car almost, get my insurance done, and then my son is already going to school now, so it's really awesome. Really awesome. I'm really excited. It's going so well and so fast.
For the industry for the better part of the last 12 years. The flagship of the Plaque Labs line.
Is the audio good for you guys? Can you clearly hear what Alan is saying?
When we started doing combat class back in 2010, we knew we needed a smaller soundboard because
anybody want to watch back the video? You can always check it on the official Vaders Vault website. Go to Vaders Vault Crystal Focus X Announcement and you will find the details.
Hilt that's out there on the market. But there was not a soundboard out there that could really fit. So we went to Plaque Labs and commissioned what then became the Crystal Shard.
Is this better? I amped it up a bit.
So since 2010 we've been using variations of the Crystal Shard, and It has been a phenomenal board for us. It gave us a size and power format with a robust feature list that allowed us to offer the community extremely quality product that was not only form factor wise very great, but also feature rich at a price point that had never been heard of for Sabers with sound, of that quality sound. So it is sort of with a heavy heart that we do have to say goodbye to the Crystal Shard. It is going away after 9 years. It's been a great.
The reason why I'm cheering is because I don't like the fact that Plaque had so many different soundboards. The Pico Crumble, the Nano Biscotti, the Crystal Shard, the Crystal Focus. Yeah, 4 boards. And of course for different end markets. So one is for the do-yourself installers, and one part is for the partners like Vaders, Fold, etc. And it was always clearly the Crystal Shard was always a stripped down version of the Crystal Focus, and it was a bit more elaborated than the Nano Biscotti. So it always felt like the Nano Biscotti to me always felt like but it was not because it was relatively available for the majority of the market. That is what we had, and we didn't have the Crystal Shard as an available soundboard. And I'm happy that Plaque Collapse is now conjoining multiple boards again into like one board and just get rid of some of those sub boards, because clearly they were taking away certain features of certain boards like RGB or color changing on the fly and whatnot, just to make that soundboard in a price segment, like artificially basically taking out certain features and then saying, hey, this is a entry board or this is a mid board or something. And it annoyed me. I think there is no need for that. So I'm happy they're getting rid of Crystal Shard. I don't know if Plaque Collapse getting rid of Crystal Shard or just Vader's fault.
Great friend. But the good news is that Big Brother is stepping up to the plate, and we are now pleased to announce Plaque Collapse has finally released the Crystal Focus Saber Core 10 CFX.
Finally. Good.
It has been shrunk down to a form factor not very much bigger than the Crystal Shard was. So we decided we would up the ante in the Saber world again and offer Saberland the ability to get never before seen prices on a production Saber with Crystal Focus installed.
Okay.
That's right, guys.
That's good.
The entire library of rich features that have been developed over the last decade plus in the Saber industry are now available on a combat class from Vader's Vault, starting at $350.
What do you guys think? Is that because the competition is Earth from Plaque Collapse feeling certain competition from the open source community, as in Profiboard, etc.? Are they feeling like all those features are also being offered on those really cheap open source soundboards? Maybe we need to open up our product to the masses more to compete with open source boards and lower the prices, and giving all these features now for a lower price and get rid of those subboards, and instead of keeping segmenting the market of their own, because they were the monopoly for the longest time with an NAC. Instead of having the segmented product line, they just now combine it and just try to compete directly with open source boards. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll let you decide on that. I want to get some feedback from you guys. I would be interested in getting some insights from you guys. How you guys feel about that.
I'm going to say that again for everybody in the back. Starting at $350, you can get a Vader's Vault dual-worthy Saber with Crystal Focus sound. Not only that, but you can also get it with RGB.
Nice.
Color mixing.
Wait.
So all of our Sun Crusher LED options are now up to RGB. Now comes standard, so you can pick single blade color or RGB color mixing.
That's good. That is one thing I'm happy Vader's Vault finally went through with that. And I actually did not like that about Vader's Vault, is they, like Plaque Collapse, had this kind of segmentation of their own products. Like you have a single color LED setup with the white flash on class. And they always use white, so you couldn't do the real color mixing in most cases. So if you get like a purple LED, which is already one red and one blue LED to make up purple, and then you had the white flash on class, so the white color was there, not a combination of, yes, in some of the original movies they use white for the clashes of the lightsabers, but also because, yeah, they didn't want to give you the more RGB options, or the poor man's RGB option, where they didn't have to. Um, all these other saber companies were already long time offering RGB for standard price, and with Vader's Vol it was $100 extra on top of just the single color lightsaber. So it was $350 plus $100 to get the RGB upgrades. Now Deanna explained to me that's because of the license and the investment cost they had with Plaque Labs to create RGB, and everybody was basically buying the rights to use the RGB functionality on the Plaque Labs soundboards, because they invested money to develop that, and they want to get back the money. Now I guess by now that's already done, but also the times just changed, and it wasn't a price plan that was really of this time anymore. Consider all the other lightsaber companies that offer RGB standard with their sabers. And then you have to think of Saber Trio, Saber Mach, the Puck Store, Wonder Force, Ultimate Works, and a bunch of other ones. Not Saber Force Ultra Sabers, but most of the other players in the market. So really happy, because that means now everybody has a much richer experience going forward. For $350 you get RGB, and that's a big game changer if you never had that before, because you can change the flash and class colors, the blaster deflect colors. You get any kind of features that you want to change in the color profiles, you can do now, and that's a big win for I mean every customer of Vader's Vault. So that's really cool.
At that $350 price.
It also means you have $100 extra to spend on customization or other stuff, so that's cool.
With a crystal focus. Not sure if you guys are sitting down, you probably should sit down. Starting at $350, crystal focus, RGB.
Yeah,
it's true. Freaking awesome. And I'm going to go over a few of the major features that really make the Saber experience awesome in this video. Plaque Collapse did release about, close to a dozen videos over the weekend, the July 4th weekend, detailing some of the other crazier features that it can do. We will be doing more videos on some of those features as well. But right now we just wanted to do some
Ardent seems to have like something on the back, like a nipple or something. Kind of curious what that is.
Wow factor.
No idea.
So we're going to go over that with you. And then we have some other exciting news I want to show you guys. But from there, let's get it powered on.
Okay, here we go, guys.
I'll show you guys.
Exciting times.
The Crystal Focus 10. Okay, so this particular demo saber is set up with Plector Pixel. Of course, Plector Pixel.
I make live stream. So do I say something? Here we go.
Re-released in 2017, and we've been perfecting it over the last 2 years, pushing it out there, and of course now one of the big new features is Crystal Focus finally supports pixel blades, so it can fully drive and give you all the nice blade effects, all the cool retraction extension effects, plus all the spectrum features, which have changed. So I can't wait to show you guys all of those changes. Like I mentioned before, at that starting price, you can get everything up to RGB and Sun Crusher Tri-Curie LED, but we also have a new option for those getting Plector Pixel. If you already have one of our blades or a Plector Pixel compatible saber blade out there, you can get one of our sabers set up for Pixel that is discounted without a blade. So you can get it without a blade at
finally! Oh my god,
right
dude! That's huge news! Oh my god!
$99 for the option.
I asked Deanna before, I said, can I buy the freaking lightsaber without a NeoPixel blade? Because I don't want to keep buying NeoPixel blades of $150. Because it's super expensive and I don't need like 5 NeoPixel blades. And she said, no, it's not possible, because you just buy the whole product. Oh my god, finally. It's gonna save so much money. Honestly, it's gonna save money on shipping, and it's gonna save money on just not having to buy the NeoPixel blade. If you have multiple Vader's full lightsabers, or other NeoPixel lightsabers, you probably already have a couple of these expensive NeoPixel blades lying around. I'm so happy finally we don't have to bundle buy that anymore. That's a really good thing from Vader's Vault. They're finally doing that, because it's just really expensive. Because you pay the 150 or $150 upgrades for NeoPixel. Um, of course, in the price that's also the blade, but let's say it's $75 for the blade. No, I think retail I think the blades retail around 120 130 US dollar, the NeoPixel blade. So you pay extra. You pay extra for a blade that you probably don't need. Of course, as your first buyer for NeoPixel lightsaber, you absolutely must get one. But yeah, this is great news. This is what I consider fantastic news from Vader's Vault. Here we go. I'm gonna continue.
The original price of $165, including the blade. So if you don't want a blade, you can get a $65 discount. Or if you
wait, 165, is that $15 and more expensive than it was? Yeah, it looks like the price has gone up a little bit.
Want the blade?
But then again, we
the
don't.
Original price. So with that in mind, let's get this powered on. As you can see, the light started pulsing in the switch. That's because I moved it, and it has sort of a wake up when you move the saber out of deep sleep.
Nice.
So we're gonna get this
motion detection
in there.
Ooh, that's dope.
All right, so let's get this thing powered on.
Sound bank selection.
All right. So another thing
I love that sound, by the way. That menu
is the sound fonts.
So cool.
Not limited to 6 or even 12 sound fonts.
Oh, got a comment here. For $99 more, you get Pixel with blade. Auto Sabers and Saberforts are screwed. Well, I don't think so. Yeah, I do. I agree. I understand your point, but the masses keep buying Ultra Sabers and Saberforts. They just have the tunnel vision. They just go to the biggest ones that are advertising the most aggressive, and they just buy from Ultra Sabers and Saberforts. And then they say, "Oh, NeoPixel is just a gimmick," and they don't really look into it because their companies don't sell it. And then yeah, once they get NeoPixel, like they try out to venture into Vader's Vault or another company that make NeoPixel, they hardly come back to those brands mentioned. Yeah, it's good, man. $100 for NeoPixel upgrade without the blade. That's nice. That's really good. I mean, nothing against Ultra Sabers. I just say Ultra Sabers or Saberforts are not gonna get screwed by this. Because it's just a different crowd of people that like different kind of things, and it's fine.
A limit of 6 on the board. With previous versions of Crystal Focus, you were limited to up to 12. Now there's no limit. You can have as many sound fonts as your SD card will allow.
Nice.
So if you have 30,
nice,
50, or just 5,
that's
whatever,
good.
You can have them on there. The other great
thing
is
Plaque Collapse did a good job.
Crystal Shard, you used to have to boot up into the next sound font.
Yeah,
so it
sucks.
sort of took some time to get through the sound fonts the way you wanted. With Crystal Focus, you have the menu. It's a vocal menu that you access to do things like switching your sound fonts and playing music, that kind of thing. The advantage to the vocal menu is that you can skip through fonts, but no longer is it a unidirectional access. So you go one way to go up the font scale, or you can press the activation button to scroll backwards. So we're on Shatter Point right now, which is part of the default package. So as you can see, we're going forward. Now I can go backwards.
Oh, dope! Nice! Oh, that's good. That's gonna save a lot of misclicks.
Or
good.
Backwards, depending on where you want to go. You no longer have to go all the way around. So it really helps when you're in a lot of fonts on the SD card. If you skip the font you want.
We can take a look. I got a suggestion here, Vaders Vault. So let's say check out the Vaders Vault Tempest price. Let me do that really quick. We have an idea. We need to have an idea, right? Sabers, and then we're going to continue the video, of course. So let's go with the cheapest. The price is ascending, descending, ascending. You start with the cheapest saber. Oh, why the price are in euros? God damn it! It reckon. Oh, euro. Okay, US dollar, because most of the people here watching from the US. So these are the 300. Let's go for the cheapest one that's in stocks. It's the Fury, $350. That's what Vader mentioned. So oh, these are single colors, right? Oh, Oh, what? Why? Oh, they give you the option to still have single colors or the RGB. Just check. Okay, RGB, no price increase, no blades at $100. Okay, so for $450 you get the one with the crystal focus 8 X story, and that's nice. So crystal focus, no, that's nice. That's nice. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. I mean, it's the most premium Plaque Collapse soundboard for just $100 more, and it also includes the the $100 more is for the Plaque Pixel, of course. You already get the crystal focus in the $350. So I think this is a really good option if you're like not too super keen on getting NeoPixel, having still RGB and the most high-end Plaque Lab soundboard, then this is a fantastic price. $350 for that. That's really good. That's really nice. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Awesome.
By accident, you don't have to go all the way
You're
around.
gonna get the
anymore. You just go
Legionnaire
backwards,
soon. Yeah,
which is
definitely
great.
go for it.
Roaming. Crystal focus.
Nightfall.
Audio player.
This is General Kenobi. Legacy. Imperial Legacy.
Vengeance.
Light.
Alright. Before I turn it on, one of the new major features that Crystal Focus supports is Smooth Swing. Or its own
Yeah,
derivative,
Smooth Swing.
For those who don't know, Smooth Swing is a motion capture algorithm that allows the user to basically
Hey, what's up,
get
dude?
sound playback
Thanks for tuning in.
that captures every subtle movement of the Saber. We tested one of the very early iterations of that kind of algorithm back in 2010 when we tested Brad Harper's Hiltworks board. And then since then, we've been watching other developments of it, most recently by Thexter for some of the open source community.
We talked about that yesterday.
Plaque Labs has implemented its own version of Smooth Swing based on the algorithm by Thexter with its own special sauce.
Hey, so he's using open source. Oh, Plaque Labs using the open source stuff. Okay. Well, actually, you need to check this video now, man. You can watch it from the beginning later after the live stream. The prices are really good now. I think you will be surprised. Hell no. Plaque Lab is not using the open source algorithm. They alter it, right? So is it considered, is that soundboard now also considered part of the open source? Because this is interesting. Okay, this is an interesting thing to say. How about this? So Plaque Labs is using open source to use the Smooth Swing algorithm for his soundboards. So, is open source super important? Yes or no? I think it is. And I think it's so important that it's actually potentially actually gonna carry a lot of new technology in the lightsaber community that's even being taken over by these big giant saber soundboard makers like Plaque Labs and whatnot. But,
one of the versions that's on the board, because there are multiple versions of.
Yeah, exactly.
that
The
kind of
price
feature,
went down, so
is
they're
the
definitely
hybrid
not
version that we came up
as
with. So what it does is
expensive
it not
anymore
only
as
gives you
perceived
the
for the
super
last
smooth playback
few years.
of every motion that you can make with the Saber, but it also gives you more dynamics, which is one of the things we felt that was missing from Smooth Swing since basically the beginning. Is while it is super cool that there is no skipped motion, there is no gaps in the motion.
Okay.
It was lacking that aggressive dynamics that you wanted to see, or for what you're used to hearing and seeing on screen, or what you would expect to hear from a saber that you aggressively swing.
Okay.
So the hybrid mode that we have on here,
Hybrid mode.
it works great because not only does it have the smooth swing, but it has, on top of that, more dynamic swings that it can play with a harder swing. So let's get this powered up.
Let's do that.
All right, so I'm going to demo smooth swing for you a little bit. So for those who are not used to or have never seen smooth swing, every little motion is captured and played back. So there's no skipped motion. But it's also all your aggressive swings and motions are also captured and played back with a harder, more aggressive sounding swing.
That's cool. That's cool. That's new. That's new. That's dope. Oh my god, that's dope. Oh, that's really cool. So it just amplifies the volume and just have different sound font files that are just more amped up or something. That's really dope.
And well, of course, with Crystal Focus, you get things like
Damn, that's
spins
badass.
and stabs and things that we didn't have before in Crystal Shard. The other great feature now on CFX is not only do we have Spectrum before, and you guys have seen those videos that we did where you can change colors by fanning through the spectrum, but now we also
I'm excited for this feature.
Blade profiles.
Yeah, I'm
with a
excited for
Spectrum
this.
blade.
That's good.
So that's never been done before, and it means that
I mean,
all your
we're getting into that for a second, but I just want to say one thing. Having such a well-designed interface from the lightsaber itself is so important, and from Plaque Collapse always do that so well. He designs it so well intuitive that it's just natural to use it. Really great stuff.
blade effects, everything from flicker to pulse to the unstable effects like the flame, the Kylo sound.
Nah, man,
unstable,
unlimited
rain
funds.
sizzle. All of those things
Unlimited.
are no longer
Depending on how
tied to
much on you
specific
put on your
fonts.
SD card.
You can access
Woo!
them at any time, just like you can access all the colors at any time through the Spectrum wheel, and I'm about to show you that right now. So we're at red right now. So now we go into Spectrum mode. Just like before,
I love that ticking
you
sound.
can tilt the saber down through all
Cool.
the colors that you want.
That's really useful, that ticking sound.
Yeah,
It
look
really
at that
helps
red
to
here
lock
because-
into colors. I feel.
You can skip into the blade profiles. Now there I got like a subtle flicker on.
Hard to see on the
We've
camera,
got
but
the flame
flame.
blade on. We've got the Kylo style unstable blade.
Yeah.
The rain
Excuse me.
sizzle style. A more heavy flicker. And then a heavy pulse. So you can choose any one of those at any time, no matter what font you're on.
That's dope. Regarding the question, I always sell most of my sabers just to buy other ones to review. I get a whole bunch of ones coming to me now that I'm gonna install, and those will be up for sale very soon as well. So a whole bunch of them. Get over them in the end of the video.
So if you upload a font for it that's unstable sounding, you can change the blade effect to be unstable. Or if you just want to have the effect on any other font, you're not limited. It's one of the great things that we have done now on the new Crystal Focus.
Nice.
So that locks it in when you press the auxiliary button, or you can go back into it. Alright, I just tried that. You can go back into it by pressing the Spectrum, and you can change the colors. So no matter what blade effect you're on,
That's cool.
you can have different
makes
color
it easy.
variations of that effect, which can be pretty cool depending on what you have your color.
Yeah, it's
profile
actually
set
it's
at.
not Vader's
So you
fault,
get
eh?
16
It's
color profiles,
well,
just
it's a
like
combination
before.
of Vader's
You
fault.
also get
All the
16
features that we
blades.
see now is from Plaque Collapse, but the fact that Vader's Vault is streamlining some of their stuff, probably because Plaque Collapse is not making the Crystal Shard anymore, he's just making Crystal Focus X. That is what he's going forward with, ahead with. So streamlining his own product. So that's also the reaction of Vader's Vault reacting to that, and also to the market that selling a $100 RGB inhaled upgrade is not really something of this time anymore. So I'm happy that both Plaque Collapse comes with this super fantastic product, super great soundboard, and of course also and also of course Vader's Vault
Blade profiles.
updating
You
your
can set up
pricing
16 different blade
and the way
profiles,
that you can
no matter what
save
you want
money,
to do.
which is fantastic.
Alright, so let's say we want to leave it on a green, but we want to change the blade profile. We want a pulse.
Wonder if you also can change the flash and class colors. That would be great too if they have
You
an
can lock it
extra
in.
menu
So
for that.
You can change anything you want at any time, have any combination you want at any time at the touch of a button.
I don't think
It's
so yet.
amazing. And it is extremely intuitive. It's extremely easy to use, just like before. It's just an advancement of the Spectrum feature, which is awesome. And don't forget, any of those features, any of those blade profiles or color profiles are editable and configurable by the end user. That means you. So if you don't like our settings, or you want to mess with the different flash on clash colors, the lockup colors, the bolt colors, the flicker settings, pulse settings, unstable settings, all of that you can do very easily at home.
Nice.
And speaking of blaster bolts, let me get to a color
That's
that'll
some
show
good.
up better on camera.
Okay.
Okay, so We're going to get to a color that shows a little bit the blaster bolts, if you're not familiar with those. Just like in Crystal Shard, we had the ability to, on a pixel blade, localize a blaster shot so that it will flash in a specific spot on the blade rather than light the whole blade up, like Flash on Clash would or Lockup would. So you can see that on camera here, we get the white flashes that show up at different randomized locations on the blade. And you can change that color. You can change where they will show up. We have it randomized so it can show up anywhere on the blade, but you can limit it to like a certain section of the pixels if you want to. All of that.
And just realize
the
that
great thing about the Plaque Collapse products is that
now
there
they're
is
going
nothing
to
you
the
can't adjust.
now Vader Fall going to the Crystal Focus X route, which is also a soundboard readily available for the entire market. Everybody can buy that soundboard. I don't think it's vendor locked. Get the hell out of here. I don't think it's vendor locked, so that's good. So every Saber Smith is going to get their hands on, or able to get their hands on the Crystal Focus X to install it in any Saber. So it also takes away a bit of the exclusivity that Vader's Vault had of having this exclusive type of soundboard that nobody could carry. Only 2 or 3 Saber companies, JQ Sabers, Vader's Vault, and I believe one other one, that could carry that exclusive Plaque Collapse Crystal Shard soundboard. So I don't know what that gonna have that kind of effect for Vader's Vault, because they no longer have an exclusive soundboard for their own. It's now just a soundboard that's readily available for the entire market. So I don't know if that also will have an effect, but it will be very interesting to see how that's going to pan out. I just
about any of
come
the
up with that.
features on the Saber. Every motion setting, every visual blade controlled setting, you can change as a user. And I'm going to show you how you can do that easily with our next surprise here at the vault.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next surprise, guys.
So now you know Vader's Vault is implementing Crystal Focus 10 or CFX in all of its Sabers going forward.
CFX sounds better.
How do we get this new Saber controller into our combat class?
Here we go.
All
New
of these
chassis, boys.
features be accessible by the end user. Well, since we started combat class in 2010, we've gone through different iterations of internal
True.
chassis. We were some of the first.
CFX looks amazing on from what we've seen. Very intuitive, easy to use. But the Profit board is still half the price. That's going to still have a determining factor as well, of course, for a lot of people.
I don't know, a dozen prototypes of what is now become the next
But wait, there's more.
chassis for the combat class Saber. So I'm going to show you how to access the new Crystal Focus 10 in a combat class Saber.
Okay, here we go.
So what we do is, oh no, he's opening it in the middle. He's going to void his
Okay.
warranty. No, he's not. Because
Oh,
we
snap.
now have a fixed chassis.
Oh,
that is
way
accessible by
better.
removing
Oh
the
my
full
god.
grip.
Way,
So
way,
no more
way, way,
floating
way
chassis
better.
in most of the combat
Woo!
class designs. There are still a few designs that actually limit it.
This is good
limit
news.
us to use a floating design rather than a fixed.
This is also a bit of a response to all the 3D printed chassis. Just look at, for example, the KR Sabers with their got 3D printed chassis. Looks very similar. Of course, this is Delrin and the one from KR Sabers and a lot of other companies are made from 3D printed material. But it's just so convenient to have this type of chassis with the removable battery, etc. I do like my Vader's Vault lightsabers that had like it was good. It was the battery was on the back, etc. But it was all loosey goosey with the wires, and it's sometimes hard to put it back. This is gonna make so much easier. No wire snatching behind parts. No wires that can be pulled out and broken. It's just a solid product. The only thing that you can still mess up is the battery, taking out the battery and mess up the battery holder, but that's about it. Really good.
Design, but the chassis will remain the same.
Hey man,
it is
thanks for tuning in.
or a fixed chassis on this particular model and most of our combat class models, but it gives an unprecedented level of durability and access to the soundboard. So first off, our previous chassis uses a spring clip battery holder.
Yeah, that sucks.
It was a great holder. It still works
No,
great.
It wasn't great.
In other model Sabers.
It
But
disconnected
for
power
Sabers
when
that
you did
used
dueling.
Extensively, like for the dueling groups like TSL and Saber Guild, sometimes heavy impacts could cause those springs to compress, and you would lose contact with the battery shutting.
Yeah,
the
just
Saber.
minor movement already
We've
the
been
battery
asked for the last
disconnected the
couple of years
soundboard.
to eliminate that.
Super annoying.
So I wanted to incorporate a feature that eliminated that problem into our new chassis. So our latest evolution is a chassis that eliminates the spring contacts. and it has a durable way of getting the battery held in securely while also giving you ease of access to remove it. So no
Good.
more Lego removal tools, no more guitar
Oh
picks
my
needed.
god, it
Unless
sucks
you
so
really wanna
hard,
play
dude.
guitar with a Vader's Vault guitar pick. let
Holy
us know,
shit.
we'll throw one in.
That's horrible.
But it's no longer needed. So the
I
CF,
messed up so many batteries
since the
with
chassis
with
is
those
fixed
holders.
on this, the CF is bolted down inside.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
is
not even visible.
Totally enclosed in the chassis
Sweet.
here.
It's under
there's a
that
cap covering
It's
it,
under here, under this cover
but it still
here.
gives you complete access
So?
to the sound.
Ah, I like that.
So the battery, and this is a pixel blade, so it has the high drain pixel battery. The rear end actually slightly unscrews, and you can remove the battery.
Nice.
So no more tools needed. You can just pull the battery in
Nice.
and out at your leisure. No
Woo.
spring clips, nothing. So put the battery back in, usually the emitter first, and then you thread it back on until you get it, snug, and you hear.
Oh man, that's cool. I want to see how the
So,
speaker looks like.
No need to worry about reverse
Show me the speaker.
polarity on these batteries either, because we have incorporated in our combat class chassis a reverse polarity
it's so
protection
cool.
circuit. So you don't have to worry about blowing the soundboard anymore if you accidentally put the battery in backwards. But the other great thing that we just did is, since the CFX gives USB access to the board, we wanted a way for the customers to be able to have USB access to the board as well. So at launch, when the public release of this Crystal Focus 10 goes live, we're going to have access to the SD card via the USB port. So that means you can
Nice.
just plug it into a computer,
Nice.
do any changes you want,
Good.
change sound fonts, change settings, just by plugging it in a USB port.
Woo.
So we wanted to go further
really
on that
good.
for our combat class and add an extra layer of accessibility for customers by giving customers USB-C access
Oh,
directly in the
nice.
chassis.
Nice
So you'll be
updated
able to
also,
plug in
USB-C.
your
That's good.
USB-C and not only have access to the SD card, but also charge the Saber. So yes, finally, all you guys have been asking, yes, we love
Nice.
removable batteries, but we also want to have inbuilt
Instead of a recharge port, we're using a
you have it.
USB-C port. Really
You can
good.
actually charge the
Ugly,
Saber
ugly,
through
ugly
any
USB-C
USB-C phone
recharge
charger
port
or with
2.1
the,
sound
charging capable
charging
cable,
port.
with
This
your
is way
computer.
better.
And it has charge lights. Any cable,
Oh, sweet.
whether it's a charge capable through your computer cable or a cell phone charger that has USB-C, the port is here on the back. You take your cable, you plug it in. Now, through the side or this side here,
What?
either side, you can see the
Oh,
little
it's on the
lights that
board.
come on.
They put two
There's
LEDs
a
on the
blue
board.
light and a green light. The blue
Sweet.
light lets you know you have a connection, and the green light lets you know, hey, we got a fully charged battery here, so it's not going to
Wow.
do anything but trickle charge.
Wow.
So it will bring your battery up to full charge, and then once
I'm
you see
feeling
the
it.
green light, it goes into a trickle charge mode. So
Nice.
we have a charging circuit on there that properly manages the battery, as well as gives you data access to the CFX.
Wow.
Now, with data access, that has a whole different meaning nowadays. See, before on Plaque Collapse products, to get new features, you had
good.
to wait to the next hardware release.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case.
Ah, that's what they said.
So now,
I was wondering about it yesterday.
if there's a new
Firmware
feature that comes
upgrades.
out, a new version, or a new variant of smooth swing, or a new blade effect, or some other feature that you really got to have, it's going to be public release, and the user is going to be able to update their own soundboard very easily. All it
Nice.
is a simple downloading of the file, putting it on the SD card, either via manually SD card or on the
Good stuff.
using the USB, doing a button sequence with power
Gonna
cycling, and it updates.
slow
in a
down
matter
the
of seconds.
revisions
You
of
can
the
literally
soundboard
update
also a
the
bit
Saber
more.
in under a minute, without even
Just
rushing.
update the
It's
firmware
super
from time to
simple.
time with new
It's so
stuff.
awesome, and it's going to change things drastically going forward.
Yeah, good stuff.
What does that mean for you guys? It means you don't have to wait anymore for features. You don't have to worry about being outdated, and everything is very easy. The other thing that you can do is we do give you access to the SD card. All right. So with the battery out, just
same
above
speaker, 20
the positive
millimeter.
connection is the actual SD card slot. You will need a pair of tweezers to access it. It's still easy, but it does require that you get in there and pull it out with tweezers. So you can get it in, click it out easily here, and we'll just push it back in, click, you're done. So it's still easily accessible just with the battery removed. Just like before, you had to remove the battery to get access to the card, but it's much more protected now. You don't have to worry about it coming unclicked due to hitting something inside the hilt with the floating chassis that we had, and you don't have to worry about it not being accessible because something's in the way, and then of course also easy access. With
That's
the
true,
USB port
Angel.
in the back.
Absolutely right. They have this own, that's their own touch, right? Vader Fold.
Now, anytime you're dealing with threaded parts, because now you're going to be able to open your saber in the middle on most models. Anytime you're dealing with threaded parts, you always want to make sure that you have a decent thread. If you feel like it's tight or it's not threading right, stop and back up and try it again, because you don't want to cross thread that. But once you feel it going smooth, you just go in and off very easily.
Wow.
And you got your saber.
Nice.
All right, now keep in mind, since we're talking about opening sabers in the middle or at the grip
9
section,
minutes more of
on,
magic,
some models.
guys.
On some models, you have features that are what we call indexed, where certain features in the grip line up with certain features on the emitter section.
Yeah.
If you over-tighten these pieces, you can ruin the indexing, because most hilts these days in the industry are made out of aluminum.
Yep.
Aluminum is a softer metal, so it can be compressed easily, especially with over-tightening or dropping or that kind of thing. So anything you do like that can ruin the indexing of a saber feature on the exterior of your saber. So that doesn't apply to every single combat class model, because like I said, there are still a couple, like the Revanchist, where it can't open in the middle, where we're still going to use this same chassis, but in a floating format. So you still have all the same access and everything, but it will be floating still.
Don't do anything about it, just as the
type of these, where you're opening it from the grip, just keep in mind not to over-tighten and watch those threads, because you don't want to cross the sabers. And we will lube the threads here coming out of the shop, but keep in mind that anytime during the history of your ownership, that you may want to re-lube that with some silicone thread grease at some point. Just clean off the threads and reapply. That way it keeps it smooth for you going forward years to come. All right, so now that we've gone through a lot of the great features that you can come to expect from Vader's Vault products, let's talk about some of the burning questions that have been blowing up our message boxes for the last few days since the Plaque Collapse release. Okay, so let's talk about send-ins. So people out there who are wanting to send in their Vader's Vault Saber, whether it's a CS1, 2, 3,
it's not going to happen, different chassis probably.
Yes, you will be able to send in your Saber and have us upgrade it to this awesome new soundboard and the new chassis system. Keep in mind, there will be pricing coming in the next few days. I cannot give pricing out here yet because everything's still sort of up in the air. There is also going to be sort of a delay in that, because the official public release of the board for retail sale isn't really until August. So we can't technically ship anything to people until after retail release.
August.
So if you send us anything now, it won't get worked on until we're allowed to ship.
It's probably something I'm getting my hands on very soon then too, to work on for installs. Exciting.
So it will be several weeks from the time that we're able to ship sabers, where those will start getting shipped out. But also keep in mind that there will be a difference in price between a combat class saber and a limited edition saber. Just like before, certain sabers are more complicated to take apart and rebuild, so those sabers will be getting different pricing based on what model you have. Run sabers. If you're on our limited edition runs, the Vader, the Flex, and the Hero, you are automatically upgraded to Crystal Focus 10. You are grandfathered in at the price that you paid on those original runs, not the price that you will see reflected on the site going forward. Our Star Killer runs, so the TFU1
I think the prices are
sabers,
not bad.
Everybody will be getting a message within the
anything,
next,
it should be
several
cheaper
days,
now, right?
letting them know the different options that they will have. Our Crystal Focus customers, which is the majority of the run of the Star Killer one, will be getting the automatic upgrade to Crystal Focus 10. Now, as an appreciation for the weight, because it has been a wait,
like some price went up or something.
For a long time. We just finally got the final version of the boards for redesigning the chassis of the Saber. So as an appreciation for the wait, we will upgrade anyone.
Whoa. Was the Acolyte not... Wait. Didn't you use the Acolyte to be like 350 or 400? Okay, I think they upgraded some of the prices of their hilts as well now. I know the Revan was 350, the Fury was 300, so this $50 higher. Yeah, the Brawler is also upgraded by $50. It was used to be 300 when it was released. So it seems like they compensate some of the cost back into the hilts by updating the price of the hilts. I don't know if it was updated because it was updated already last time. I don't know if the prices are even higher now. I think the original Gen 1 Hero was around 600. So this one seems to be almost $200 more expensive. But it is of course the Gen 2. The Legionnaire, from what I know, was... I don't know. Oh, it's still 400. So I don't know if their prices have changed for their hilts. but I wouldn't be surprised if in one way or in another way they will increase some pricing back left or right to compensate for some of the discounts.
Who has a crystal focus to also
I don't know what's
have
the retail
NeoPixel,
price going to be. I'm very
or
curious about
Pixel
what's
at
the
no
retail.
additional
I think it's $150.
For the few people on that run who have
No, it
Crystal
cannot be.
Shard,
No. It cannot be $150 because it's in the same same price segment as other Vader Fall products with the Crystal Shard. So I don't know. I would say roughly $120 US max. Yeah, around $120 US max. I don't think it's $150.
versions of the
I
Star
don't know.
Killer.
What do you guys think?
We will give you the same option when it comes to Plector Pixel, but we'll also give you the option to upgrade to Crystal Focus, or we can build out the Saber as is with Crystal Shard. So we will be sending messages out with those pricing and options to you guys. The TFU2 run. Of course, we are upgrading everybody to the CFX.
Nice.
That chassis is currently in progress with the redesign based around the new tech. And also, we will be giving everyone the option at no additional charge to have NeoPixel or Plector Pixel on their Saber. So if you want Plector Pixel, rather than the standard Tri-Cree LED, that will be no charge for you guys as a thank you for your extraordinary patience with us and faithfulness.
Yeah. Well, $2,500 US per hilt. It's kind of. I think it's kind of nice
that are still
that you
outstanding.
at least get new pixels that have been healed RGB.
Continuing to build those out
that
with
time.
previous tech. If you want to wait, because it needs a total chassis redesign for the interior of the Fulcrum, please send us a message. Let us know. And we will put you on the wait list for the upgrade to CFX. On the Fulcrums, though, however, I will say that there is a difference in price. There will be an upgrade charge to upgrade to the new tech, just because of all the changes. It is a significantly different amount of work than the Crystal Shard versions of those Sabers.
Okay.
The combat class line. If you have a combat class order with us, if it is not currently built and on shipping, you will get the new upgrade. So pretty much we had a unofficial cutoff of about April 1st for combat class in the shop. So if you have an order with us past April 1st, you will be automatically upgraded to this. The Kylos and lights from those runs, those are already 99.9% shipped. I think there's a handful here that are on shipping and getting ready to go out the next day or so. Those are already done.
Yeah, that's live, boys.
Other than a few custom stragglers that we already have pre-arrangements with, pretty much anything after April 1st is getting the CFX upgrade.
Nice.
And also, if you're one of those who are waiting on your order with combat class, you got a deal, because you're getting upgraded to the new tech at no additional charge, because we did have some small price increases on some of the models on the website, but you guys got grandfathered in, so you guys are going to get this awesome tech at an awesome price. Speaking of the Kylos and lights, just want to clarify that those will be shipping because they're already built with the current technology that's available.
Nice.
So like I said, there's only a handful left in the building anyway, but those will be going out with the crystal shards that were already set up for. The April 1st cutoff for combat class, keep in mind that even though our wait times have been actually under 12 weeks for most combat class, even though the website still says 16 to 22, we've actually been closer to 12 weeks. And we hope to continue that going forward. But we knew that there was a transition period coming with the technology, so we left the wait times as stated on the website.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Yeah, rip. I'm gonna die, guys. I'm gonna die.
Pushing those out. So the April people, and even most of May,
I'm coming. Making a live stream. Almost done.
Are sitting there, pretty much built, just waiting for the official signed and stamped firmware from Plector Labs.
I wouldn't die.
We're ready to go.
I didn't buy
And
anything.
then we can start finishing those up, sending them out in August.
Nice.
So,
I think this is just P&A, just some random stuff. So anyway, it's very clear what I have to do. I'm gonna die, so I have to go, guys. Just in short, I think the CFX is amazing, and I didn't see massive price hikes on the website. Yeah, some of the hilts did increase in price, but they have been increasing in price for last time already as well. So yeah, there's not something we can do about, and yeah, I mean, wow, standard Havoc is now $400. Yeah, some of it becomes a bit more expensive. So yeah, the cost will come somewhere, right? They give some discount on the left, but of course they on the right they still have to make up some of those losses, some of those discounts and cost reductions. So it's gonna be balanced a bit more. It will be a bit cheaper on the bottom line, but I think overall it's gonna balance itself out, the pricing. So I think over a time there will be more price hikes for the hills and whatnot. So it goes in a slow process. But nonetheless, fantastic product by Plaque Collapse. Vader's Fault does an amazing job with the new chassis and the getting rid of some of the pricing. It's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna rush now. My wife is gonna kill me. Is probably gonna get a saber of mine because that is the way how she can basically destroy me by getting one of my hilts and just blackmail me. So guys, I'm gonna get out of here and go to my wife. Take care. Have a good day, and let me know in the comments if you watch this offline what you think of the new CFX soundboard and Vader's Fault with their new approach of certain things. Thank you. Take care, guys. Sorry, guys. I know duty calls. Sorry.